On Rampage Friday night, a video aired with Santana announcing what I already surmised from him calling himself Mike Santana when he came back, that going forward he is going to be a singles wrestler in AEW. After all their years together, him and Ortiz, proud and powerful, is no more. Now he is just proud. He said, "There comes a time in everyone's life where you reach a fork in the road. But when you get there, there's decisions that need to be made in order to proceed in the right direction. Some roads are easy and lead to mediocrity, and some roads come with new challenges and force you to grow. If there's one thing I've learned through this process, it's that you can't depend on anyone to have the same passion or drive, or hell, to even have your back the same way that you would. But with that being said, the world has been asking all these questions, and now the world is about to get all their answers. The road I've chosen to take is one that must be taken on my own. No crutch, no crew, straight dolo, exactly how I like it. All I've done my entire life is bet on myself, but I'll tell you this. I'm not here to be another guy in the game. I'm here to be the guy. And I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off, but you could ask me if I give a damn. I ain't here to make friends. I'm here to make money. And if you ain't down, you're going to get run down. The nastiest is yet to come." Santana only recently got cleared to return after he tore his ACL last year in blood and guts, so he was gone for over a year. And there was talk for months of a legit falling out between him and Ortiz. And that talk might have actually even predated the ACL injury. And there was talk his contract was coming up and he wasn't going to re-sign with the company. My guess would be with all the time he missed, they just tacked all that time onto his contract. So who knows? It's possible he would have made the decision to leave. But there was a lot of talk about him and Ortiz not being on the best of terms. And even when he came back a few weeks ago, it was very noticeable that they did not interact with each other. I made that point on the Dynamite review. The night that he came back, Ortiz showed up, Santana got his own entrance, and there was no interaction whatsoever. There was no embrace. There was no handshake. They weren't even standing next to each other. They weren't making eye contact with each other. And these are two brothers. This is a team here. They've been together for so many years and had been gone for so long. You would think you get the big reunion. And we never got that. And then even in the Stadium Stampede at Wembley, they did a few spots together. They did work together in the ring a little bit, but it just didn't feel like the ice had really thawed between them. Nick Hausman interviewed Conan about them a couple of weeks ago. And Conan told him that he tried to mend fences between the two. He worked with both men back in their days together in Impact as part of LAX. I think they were in that same segment together when they... wasn't there like a kid who got run down by a car or something? I vaguely remember this LAX skit from Impact. I'm pretty sure they were all involved in that. Maybe Eddie Kingston was involved in that. Anyway, Conan said that Ortiz was down to talk, but Santana is kind of like him when he was younger. He's kind of a hothead. And he was adamant that Ortiz did not stand by him when he thought that he should have. And it almost sounds like Conan is in on the work, right? When you hear him talking about that, he's kind of being a little vague about things. And it's like, all right, he's playing along. Right? He's playing along. He's trying to build things up for these two guys. Maybe they're setting up an angle. But he expanded on it a little bit more. He said Ortiz is a go-with-the-flow type of guy, whereas Santana was like, they're not doing anything with us, they being AEW. They're not doing anything with us. They need to be doing something with us. And Ortiz would tell him, just chill. So he feels that was really the crux of their problem. You know, Santana is of the mindset of, even though they're paying me, my stock is never going to go up if they don't use me. And you only have a small window of opportunity. And I think there's a lot of truth in that. You could say that about a lot of people in AEW, that we don't get to see that often. And for years, that was the knock on WWE, that you would have all these people sitting in catering, doing nothing, collecting paychecks, and they were very comfortable to collect paychecks, but they weren't being used. And so respect to him if he just felt, look, I can collect the paycheck. Tony Khan's paying me well. I got a job. We can keep doing the tag team thing, but they're just not going to do anything with us. I'm only getting older. And I may miss my window of opportunity to break out on my own. If that's a goal he's always had, to be a singles wrestler, then I get it. I get it. He probably felt like he was wasting away. He said, and this is Conan, he said, from what Santana told me, not getting too much into details, his whole thing was, I'm going to talk to Tony, and if they're not going to do anything with me, then I have a decision to make. But we're talking about half the roster feels that way. I sympathize with Santana. He got tired of sitting on the sidelines. There was no reason that he and Ortiz could not have had a run with the AEW tag team titles. Instead, they turned into background players for Chris Jericho. And that sucks. And he wasn't content to just collect a paycheck and be a bit player. He had higher aspirations. Now he's getting the chance to do that. But that leaves Ortiz in a tough position. Because what does he do now? Right? What has he been doing? I know he's been involved in some stories, but I'm talking like on a major level. What has he really been doing with Santana being out? Not much. He probably didn't want to rock the boat. Maybe he didn't want to go single and Santana did, so this is where we ended up. I bring all of this up because yesterday on Twitter, or X, whatever the fuck it's called, Ortiz saw the Santana video that I just described. Santana had posted it on Twitter, and he responded to it. He quote tweeted it with this: "What a way to find out years of having your back meant nothing. Good luck without your crutch. Just remember it helped you walk for the last 14 plus years. Hope your legs are good. Thank you for being honest for once. But you couldn't say it to my face? You know you still can, right?" Santana then responded, "Wow, first thing you said to me in 14 months. No text, no call. No, I hope your recovery has gone well. But of course, paint me to be the bad guy like you've always done. Guess you forgot about our last conversation about this. Either way, I'm happy. I hope and pray the same for you." I want to believe that they have taken these very real life issues. I don't doubt that there was a rift, and may still be. I don't think any of that's made up. I think that's real. I want to believe they've taken that and they're turning it into an angle, and they're going to work a program together. But I'm not sure that's what's going on here. I guess that's the art of wrestling, right? Is it real? Is it not? Look, if it's real, it's a sad way for things to end between them, for two people that have been friends for so many years. I hope the singles run works out for Santana. It's going to be an uphill battle with all the talent they have on that roster. He's not a priority for them. So he's going to have to go out there and put in the work, and hopefully he gets over, and I hope it all works out well for him. I would keep him exclusive, mostly exclusive to Collision at first. He'd probably have a better chance at getting time there than he would on Dynamite. If he gets doomed to Rampage, for example, that would be a death sentence for him. He needs time on one of the two main shows. But as Kath told me on Twitter, when I posted about all this, she said they need to bury the hatchet. After Desus and Mero split last year, the Bronx has been through enough. Well said.